Welcome back to the Girls Gone Wise podcast. Today, we're diving into how betraying your female friendships will negatively impact your life, your relationships, career, money, and stress. This is part of a 3-part episode series, so if you haven't caught part 1 yet, I'd recommend starting there with why women betray women, and then come right back to this one. Without further ado, let's go to the show.
And sometimes they try to destroy your friendships with other people, just like we had an experience last year. Yeah, because they don't have it and they understand that it's so strong, like what we have is so strong. So they want to come in between us. Yeah, and destroy it so they can take advantage of it. Because 100%. I remember telling her, oh, this girl is actually not your friend. She's using you. Yeah. I don't know if you'd like me to say this. I'm not going to name names, but she was like staying at her place for a very long time. Using her stuff for a very long time, which is okay if your friend is in need, but in this situation, I think she didn't really need it. She just wanted to take advantage of you so she can use her resources for like in other areas of her life, and she was just like extracting
it was very
money and energy and time from me. And she had a feeling that I know, because I just like the way I looked at her, and she just didn't want me to relay that 100%. Message to you, so she was trying to like put a distance between us
100%.
And a lot of women do that, and a lot of friendships end because of that. And I feel like that's where a lot of men gain power over the woman they're dating, because they know that they can come in between women. You don't even know how many stories I've heard where friendships have been ruined over like a very short-term romantic fling or partnership. Whereas I don't really see the reverse. Maybe it's my pool, maybe it's my data, maybe it's my observation. I'm just one person, but I rarely see this happening with men. I rarely hear a story of, oh, 2 men have been friends since university days, and some girl, one of them is dating for a month, has managed to somehow destroy that friendship. But I hear a lot of that when it comes to women, because there's this like that's not the right word. There's this
that's a good word.
Needy, like I need to cling to this thing because I really need it.
No one likes being around that.
Actually, I'm willing to sacrifice my friendship with this girl that I've known since high school and has always been there for me, because maybe potentially there's a 2% chance that this relationship with this random guy I met online 2 weeks ago is gonna work. It's like, what are the values? Are we trading a bag full of gold for like, I don't know, like a piece of junk? Like, sorry.
Well, that's what people
That was a little mean, but you know what I mean. No, that rhymes.
I liked it. I know what you mean. That is a narcissistic tactic, actually, to take you from your touchstones, from the people in your life that are discerning from like safe spaces. They don't want you to have that. That's how they can manipulate you. So why betraying females negatively impacts your relationship with men? Can we talk about this a little bit more?
I think we already talked about it a little bit. We touched on it.
Do you think men find it attractive when women are very needy?
No. And it's, again, I noticed, I mentioned this once, it's easier to say no.
Yeah.
Like,
because it can, when you're in that space that's not good emotionally, and I've been there, it can be really difficult to say no to somebody that you know
that already has control over you.
Yes.
And knows all your weak points.
But when you're hanging out with a friend or have a friend to call, or can I come to your house? Yeah. It's easier. I'm not saying it's easy. It's easier for you to say no to that situation that's not good, or that job that's not good. Like, because it's like this, relaxing your nervous system.
And you remove yourself, because sometimes the other person is actually not evil or manipulative. They're also confused. But when you remove yourself from that situation, that energy, and have someone who you can trust with everything, spend some time with you, then you can go back into that environment with a new perspective and actually heal, and like just have the attitude of, I need to come up with a solution and fix this, instead of coming from an emotional, oh, I'm in this is uncomfortable, I need to fight or flight. And then it's actually good for the other relationship too, if you just remove yourself, give some space, and then go back. But in order to give space,
100%.
you need to be able to confide in someone that you're comfortable with and has the
Exactly.
best interest at.
Like if it's a healthy relationship, sometimes you just need that friend that you can just talk to, and it's like, hey, like I hear you, like I'm here for you. And then they can kind of talk you after you process the emotions back into reason. Like this person is really good for you, actually. And everyone has disagreements, and I think like a conversation, but going into it spiraling or not having a solid group of friends is like not gonna support that. And here's the thing, like there's like the example that I shared earlier, dude, 7 years ago or whatever it was, that you know, like he was very attractive and you were single, and like you say no, like maybe short term, like you could have been like, I'm attracted to him and I'm just gonna like whatever and sabotage the years of friendship, but you didn't. So
but
you said,
if I like integrity and dignity and morality aside, which I honestly care a lot about morality too, but even if you want to think of it as like a business standpoint, just think of what's in it for me. Again, morality, very important, but I'm just taking it one step higher. Even on paper, it was more beneficial for me to have you in my life till I get super old and we both walk with our canes and, you know, feed the birds, than some dude who happened to show interest in me. Yeah. And it was such a like, it was a given for me. I didn't even think about it for a second. But what's interesting to me, what's actually more complex, is how some women actually choose that. I'm actually puzzled by it. And like, what makes you think that some short-term sexual attention, brief period of time, you don't even know the guy, how is that more important than someone you can grow old with and share memories and history with? And I feel like men on average, again, these are just averages, I'm not saying everybody's like that, but men on average have a deep understanding for that.
I agree. Good men. It's like
most men, even men who are not good partners with women, I feel like they understand the value of their wolf pack, like the men that are just there for them. And I'm not talking about drifters. I know what I'm talking about, like
Twitter drifters for the audience. Please explain drifters.
I don't know how to explain it. You know it when you see it.
I'm like, I know some men that don't.
You know
but
it when
solid
you see
men,
it.
like an actual man, not a woo feminine, like a dude with values, morals. Like I can never imagine. I'm just thinking one of my brothers,
a man with a plan.
A man with a plan. I'm thinking of one of my brothers, and he's like, if anyone like is like hitting on a somebody else's partner or like an ex, like they're out of the
out of the wolf pack. That's what makes the wolf pack, because there are standards to be up. Like otherwise anyone can join. Then it's, what is it? Is
like,
it
can you
like
imagine
a public washroom? Anyone can enter.
Can you imagine? My parents have like solid friends, such a solid group of friends that have been in my life for many, many years. Like all of built like great businesses, just like very.
You just talked about value. They not only added value to your parents' lives, but to the next generation.
Like they're like parents. They're like aunts and uncles to me.
Cousins to you. Like literally, isn't that valuable?
So valuable. So much. And like, wow, I'm so grateful. Like I'm so grateful for you. Seriously.
I'm so grateful.
Because I didn't realize how rare this type of friendship was until numerous people tried to sabotage it.
Used to be more common. Like again, my mom has like many of those, but I feel like women somewhere like along the way, I feel like they just I don't want to say lost their way, because in many ways they haven't, and in many ways they have grown. But in terms of like that female social support, I feel like something about modern living shifted deep female bonds, like the stuff that we see in movies from like 100 years ago, that like women used to have children and the whole village raised, like used to like raise the child. Women don't have that village anymore.
That I was talking about this today. This is so crazy.
Synchronicity. Yeah, synchronicity. But that village also exists in young women's like social circles and social groups. And I don't know where and how it started, But if you look at like life from 50 years ago, the competition was much healthier between women. The bonds were deeper, and it was very normal for you to take your friend's side over some guy, and that guy would end up valuing you more because
of course
they would be like, I'm not the first priority on her list, she has other things going on for her in her life.
I gotta step up if I want her in my life.
Exactly, she has standards. But again, I'm not saying everybody, I'm not generalizing, but I see it more often nowadays.
Yeah,
for women to just be fragmented in their social environment, like social support system. It's like, oh, I was friends with her for 2 years and now I'm friends with another person. Best friends changing every year. You see them at a party and then 2 years later you see them and they're no longer friends. I see it more. Yeah, I see it's almost like, yeah, exactly. It's like clothes you remember, like men used to have two like set of like suits or whatever, but they were like high quality. And now everybody has like 100 pairs of pants and 100 like shirts and 1,000 pieces of clothes, but like they're just low quality. You wash them twice and then it's destroyed already. So I feel like that happened with relationships too, and friendships too. It used to be like you have less, and I think social media, it's ironic because this is social media, but had like played a role in that.
Yeah,
because you had access to, you met your friends in high school, university, work, and now you can meet someone that you can literally be friends with people you haven't met, and in many cases that works, but it gives you too many options, so things become replaceable.
It's like the app.
But it's an illusion.
Yeah,
it's not replaceable. If you're changing friends every year because there are so many options out there and there's a new girl you can call babe when you meet her, then you catch yourself, you're 70. In our generation, you can wake up one day and you're 70 years old and you've had a different friend that was your best friend every year, and now you don't know any of them anymore.
Yeah, there's no rooting.
There's no like growing old together, creating roots and history and memory. And I think that's the most valuable thing.
So valuable. Like when we're like at Thanksgiving talking about memories and like laughing, like there's so much value in that. And here's the thing, it's kind of like a dude saying like, I love you, but he says love you to everyone. It's cheap, right? It's like, oh, that's my bestie, met them 2 days ago. And it's like, it's
reminds me those love story movies about like during the World War II or World War I, like, you know, the ones where the man is going to war and the woman is like, I'll wait for you, and there's like a love note or like a romantic letter and she holds on to it. I mean, that's a little too dramatic in my opinion, but it's a good analogy for friendship. It's like, I've had situations with women where I thought they're my friend, and then a small little argument happened. You know who I'm talking about, happened recently. Small little argument happened and they just went MIA. Like, if we can't have debates, if we can't have arguments, if we can't grow together through things, it's kind of like relationships. It's just one bad thing happens and then it's off the table. It's gone. It's like, why can't we just like stay the course?
I think this is so important to talk about because I think
flaky is the right word.
People just run. Like I said, we've had to have difficult conversations. We've had to, I think in any relationship, like I'm not talking about romantic, but that included, but like a friendship that's actually a deep friendship, there will be times where it's like agreeing to disagreeing, or, you know, that really hurt, or like, you know, this, like, can you communicate this way? Whatever it is, because we have different opinions on many things. We'll talk about on the podcast. Very different people, but the value system is the same. And so we can respect each other's opinions. So many people like, they don't agree on this, and I'm just gonna like leave, or we have this one tiff, and it's like,
really easy. It's almost like feeding your ego or their ego to just eliminate the problem instead of coming up with a solution.
Right?
Oh, I don't like what she says, so I'm just gonna stop being friends with her.
It's like you're gonna do that to everybody.
You're disrespecting yourself because you spend like 2 years cultivating this friendship, so much of your time, energy, money, everything, and then you just decide that, oh, you don't have the same opinion on one matter, and now it's almost like a toxic level of arrogance and narcissism to be like, oh, you know what, this one thing I don't like about her, poof, she's gone. And you think you have this like very short-lived moment of feeling like your pride and strength of like, oh, I just dumped her because, you know, but then what did you win really? Like, okay, so you just proved your point over one thing that, mind you, a lot of things that we strongly believe in, after 5 years, we change our opinions about it. That happened to me many times in my life when I'm so adamantly a strong believer of something and I get into arguments with people. And 5 years later, I laugh at myself. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cringe. That's so cringe. I hope people don't remember that. And then imagine if I lose a friend that I could have had today and maybe like 50 years into the future because of some argument about politics. Or, you know, a lot of people lost friendships during COVID, you know, just because they had different politics.
Yeah, 100%. That was a difficult time.
And now it's over. But imagine if like that friendship wasn't lost, you know?
Right? It's like, I just think things have become so, and I do think a lot of it's social media. It's so just like flaky or cheap.
Because things like, look replaceable, but they're actually not. It's an illusion. You think that, oh, I have options, but then if you're changing your option every single year, then you actually have nothing. It's just floating. Everything is just drifting and flowing. You're not building anything. You have options, but you don't have anything.
But nothing.
What's the point of having options if you haven't, if you can't build anything with it?
It's like having 50 career options, but doing none of them. Like you can change and shift and pivot, but you still have to commit to one or a couple, and then you can pivot, right? But it's like, you don't, like serial entrepreneurship, I mean, they have multiple businesses, but they're still showing up, they're doing it. They're not like, oh, I could do anything and maybe one day, and it's like, and then they bitch and complain that there's nothing.
It's very dangerous because it gives you that sense of control and power, but you actually have nothing. Like you have so many people on your Instagram and Facebook, but if you're having a rough night, you ran out of gas on the highway and you need someone to come rescue you, you literally have nobody to call. Like what was the point of having 400 people you call? Babe, I know I've repeated this a few times, but it's just when people see me, you're like, oh, what's your name? I'm Roj. And then next day you're like, hi babe. I'm like, I'm not your babe, you don't know me. You call me babe. You call me babe.
She's not single. Don't DM her, babe.
Babe.
Her partner is very masculine. He'll probably bring out the gun. Okay, so
we're gonna get taken off YouTube because you said the word gun.
Really?
I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't think it matters. But
okay, so I know my dog is so cute, and I've been wanting to comment on this, but I didn't want to distract. He wants cute.
Some attention.
He wants all the attention. He's very jealous. Okay, so the unspoken rules of women with integrity. Like, how do people build, in your experience, long-term solid female friendships? And also, I want to weave in the tribe. Like you said, was it tribe? You said
support system, sisterhood. You like the word sisterhood? Because,
well, I just want to make a comment on this before we go deeper into this. I think a big issue that is going on is, like, in quote, the friend tribe or friendship dynamics, is people are letting other women get away with shit that's not in integrity. Don't mind my friend. There's no accountability. No, it's a massive issue. It's like, oh, well, like she cheated on her partner. I get it. It's like, no. Would you ever do business with somebody who cheated on their partner?
It's almost like a badge of honor to be accepting and approving of everything.
It's
like bullshit. You know, like
because that person has just showed you they're integrity.
They're capable of doing that, and you can be next.
The most successful business people will say, I will never do business with somebody who's cheating on their partner. Because if they're going to cheat on the most important person in their life, like the closest bond in their life, will say, then of course they're going to do that in other aspects, right? But it's like
the way you do anything is the way you do everything. Sometimes. That's somebody else's, by the way. It's a code, so it's not mine. no plagiarism here.
But
somebody else said it, but I liked it.
I do agree. It's
Yeah.
like how we show up in one area. It's like if we have courage in one area, we're gonna have it in another area. And I think there's a huge lack of accountability. I don't know when this started because I didn't really see this in my parents' generation. Or maybe they just had discernment and I took me a lot longer to learn this. But I mean, my brother has a lot of discernment too, so maybe it's a Jill thing. It took me a long time to learn this, but I see this lack of accountability. It's almost celebrated, like, oh, I'm just all welcoming. And it's like, dude, you're welcoming somebody who's like literally harming people or who's a narcissist or who's manipulative or who's fundamentally.
You can actually take this one step further by noting that if you're a good friend, you can tell that friend of yours, and for example, in this example that you just shared with us, that the better way of doing it, instead of you cheating on someone, you can have a hard conversation with them and tell them that you're not happy and you're ready, you're about to leave them if they don't change certain behaviors. And if they cannot, then you can just break up with them and then go and like do it the right way, do it with integrity. And if you have that conversation with a friend, yes, there's a small chance that they're not going to like it, but if you have a deep sisterhood bond with them, then you can both grow from that. And long term, it's better for your friend too if you confront them, because in the moment they're very emotional, they're making bad decisions, and it's going to affect their respect, the sense of respect for themselves. Like the moment they do something that is not aligned with, you know, like general sense of morality and integrity, then it's easier for them to do it again and again. It's a slippery slope, and next thing you know, you've enabled your friend. It's kind of like, you know, you need that intervention. You need to, and then when they grow out of that phase, they will respect you and they come and thank you. I've done that with you. I'm like, oh my God, thank you for holding my hand. I was being crazy. I lost my mind. I was so emotional, but I was about to do something stupid. It would have destroyed, like ruined my reputation, ruined my opportunities. I could have lost a friend or two, but thank you, Jill, for holding my hand and telling me the truth, even though in the moment it was kind of painful to hear, you know, like you tell your friend, oh, you're being a horrible person. Why can't you just like confront him, tell him the truth and move on with integrity?
Yeah.
Men are more likely to do that. Tell the truth to their friend. Be like, bro, you're just, you know, this is not how you do it. Don't like, I don't respect.
Good men with standards who understand value.
Because again, long term, it's better for the friend as well.
I agree.
So it's not even a selfish thing. It's just difficult. I think sometimes women don't want to do the thing that's difficult.
They're running from it. Oh, let me just find a new best friend. Let me just find a new job.
Or let me watch my friend ruin her life or destroy her path. Because I don't want to tell her that what she's doing, you know, like
under the guise of being kind, but it's not actually kind, because love sometimes is tough love.
Kind is sometimes a really good disguise for weak. I feel like sometimes when we're weak, we act compassionate and kind. And sometimes you're actually compassionate and kind, but it's very easy for it to be distorted.
I mean, I think I'm compassionate and kind. I think you're compassionate and kind.
But I personally caught myself, I'm going to be vulnerable. Sometimes I was too scared or too embarrassed to do something or say something. And I was like, my brain tricked me into thinking, you know what, is actually unkind, even though it was just my brain trying to protect my ego. Like that I was actually being weak and I knew it deep inside. And my brain was like, oh no, you're not being weak. You're just actually being compassionate and kind. It was like, take it to like get out of that situation without me having to look at myself in the mirror, like look at myself in the mirror and accept. And sometimes you have to accept, like you can accept, be like, you know what, I'm not actually being kind, I'm being weak, and I'm weak and I can't do any better, but it's better if I don't distort my reality and give myself that credit for, oh, I'm just being very compassionate. No, compassionate is not just doing the kindest thing in the moment, because sometimes the kind thing is just the worst thing for yourself, for the other person, or long-term, or for the society as a whole sometimes.
And people, again, this is a slippery slope, because some people will justify even cheating with being, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings, so it's like easier if I just
no, you just don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Or like this employee needs to improve, but I'm too scared to confront them, so
I'm just gonna fire them.
I'm just gonna fire them, and that's kind. And it's like, but not give them the opportunity. It's like it's not even like you're firing them right away. You're keeping them, and then all of a sudden you fire them.
Or sometimes it's because they don't want to have lawsuits on their hand. So like it's actually because of a strategic, like financial reason, but they're like, oh, you know what, I'm actually doing it because they're not the right fit. They can find the right fit somewhere else. It's good for them. No, you just don't want to risk having a lawsuit on your hand. Just be honest, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so what do you
Virtue signaling sometimes.
Oh god.
It's something that just...
What's your opinion on virtue signaling?
Yeah, it's probably something that I don't have any patience for. I can't tolerate that because it's destructive in simultaneously in two different ways. When you're virtue signaling, you actually sell yourself as someone you're not. So you're distorting the fabric of reality. You're lying into the reality. Like you think you're doing something that you're not doing. And then you also lie to yourself. So you don't work on yourself and do the right thing. So if you, the example that I shared, you are an employer who's just really greedy and only think about their own down the line kind of profit margin, and it's fine, you don't have to be a saint. But if you say, oh, I just fired someone because I just want them to, like, they're not the right fit, I want them to go and find happiness or a good job somewhere else, not only you're distorting the reality, because that's not what you're doing. Because if you're doing that, your behavior is different. You're going to sit down and have a chat and like write down everything that person can work on. So you're actually not doing that, you're just lying to yourself. But the bigger problem is that you think to yourself, you have this false identity that I'm actually that good person, and then you act as if you're that good person, and it just doesn't fit in the world because it's a lie. It doesn't
it's very harsh. Yeah, it's a lie, which a distortion is you're basically lying to yourself or other people, often unconsciously.
But then it affects you because you advertise. It's like selling a product, and you advertise that, oh, like this shirt is blue, it can turn into like a color blue if you wash it, and it doesn't, then people are not going to trust you. So like when it like that was a very bad example, but like it's just that was just, I liked it. It was silly. So sometimes silly is good, but if it doesn't, then you're going to lose credibility. Then you, that person that you fired because they weren't the right fit, they're going to go and find themselves in a situation that's also not a right fit. So then your reputation as an employer is that, oh, they just fire people randomly, and those people are not trained to go move on in the world. But if you're actually the person who's doing it for the well-being of your employee in this example, then you train them during the exit interview, and then your reputation would be, anyone who gets fired from this company ends up like doing really well in the next company. So that would be the truth. That would like the outcome will match your identity.
Yeah, there's no like fissure.
Yeah,
because otherwise it's like this, our mind, our psyche is like knows it's not true, and then it's, I think a lot of shame can come from this too, when people are, just my analogy, but when people are pretending to be something they're not, but they know, and then they're trying to pretend it's like a mask, but inside they know. So it's like they don't want to be found out because the things are mismatching.
It's also really hard, to be honest. Like right now, I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, if I ever have a company and I have to fire someone, it's really hard to tell them, I'm firing you because you're underperforming and I don't have time to train you and I don't care, frankly. And the reason I'm not going to tell you what's going on is because I don't want a lawsuit on my hand. It's really hard to do it. And honestly, you shouldn't even do that, because if you say too much like this, then you can also get, but it can be more succinct. It can be like, we won't be able to disclose information because we want to make sure that our company is protected. It's actually hard to say it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people say, oh, you're not the right fit, we want you to find happiness. Like, but it's a lie. It's just framed. Just like, but you need to be able to have the strength to speak the truth. But when you do, and when you exercise that muscle, then you just gain so much confidence, because then you don't have
100%.
to distort reality every day because you want people to think of you as something that you're not.
There's an empowerment there.
But it's very hard. Like, I just did it to guys, and I don't even run the company that I'm trying to fire someone from, but it just felt like in my body, I was like, oh, I'm just being too harsh, but that was the reality of it. So same thing with relationships. If she's cheating, maybe it's because she likes to cheat, honestly. Like, maybe the guy is not even being a bad boyfriend or husband, but she's like trying to come up with reasons. You know, sometimes we come up with reasons just to mask and justify our own intentions, because we don't want to confront our own intentions.
I agree 100%. It's like shadow work. What do you think the key things are to build a long-term solid female friendships?
Thanks for listening to the Girls Gone Wise podcast. If you would like to know the key things in our experience of building long-term female friendships, the women that actually show up for you when it matters most, and also you have a good time with, then stay tuned, because we'll be talking about that on the next episode.